Yeah, we could keep the recording pause for now. All right, welcome back, everyone. Um, Excited for day two of our applications of business and entrepreneurship. Today, we're gonna do a little review, and we're gonna go a little deeper into some of the documents we shared yesterday, the business model canvas, the value proposition canvas. Um, so typically there's like we did Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you would have had like Wednesday to as an in-between day, and we would have asked you to work on those a little bit. But I know this is back to back, so it's a little different. So we'll go into those documents again just as a review, and then if you guys have any questions or anything like that, we can um talk about those. It'll also be good to okay. Awesome. It'll also be good to I guess work through some and see how you guys are feeling with those documents. All right. So drop drop in the chat. How are you feeling today? You could also come off mute. But how's everybody feeling today in the moment? See some tireds in there. I'm tired as well. I stayed up too late. I got into a new Netflix show, unfortunately, at 11 p.m. So um the Way of the Lone Wolf is an anime. Good. We got some folks doing good. We got some tires with extra D's in there. I, I feel that. Um, all right. At least no one's sleepy. I'm tired, but I'm not sleepy. I got my coconut water, some chocolate. I'm good to go. All right. So gonna click through some of these slides, proprietary statements. As a reminder, we ideally have cameras on, take notes, be open and share, ask questions. Please, please, please ask questions. If there's any questions you have, definitely
JR,
please
it's
ask
not
questions.
sharing, if that's what you're trying to do right now. Not sure.
Ah, yes, I did stop sharing. Get back to that. Here we go. Mm, Sorry, wrong share. All right, reset this again. Okay,
We're
all right,
sharing now.
cool. So we are coming closely to the end of the fundamentals cohort, right? So we have the fundamentals block, which we're in now, and um, today we're doing the applications of entrepreneurship, where we're going to do a little bit of review. We're going to go over the 7 levels deep, um, and then we're going to go over the rest of the documentation and talk about finding a mentor, and then we're going to kind of wrap things up with the elevator pitch, like starting to formalize that already a, a bit more. And then tomorrow, you guys have a class called Picture Perfect. So the goal of that class is really to help you with your presence, right? So there's a difference between reading something and being taking the space, right? So we'll be going over that. You guys will be going over that tomorrow with Miss Kiana, right? Hector, currently I think everyone we have online, they're good with English, but it oh, who's they? All right. You're if you're the person who's current username is showing up as Day, just type your name in the chat and we could change the name here.
I'm not sure if Milton might be the one that may need translation or not. I'm not sure.
I think Milton's good. He was in person in Plainfield.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. But Milton, if you would like, you could also let Hector know in the chat. All right, so I didn't officially assign this as homework yesterday, but we did start it a little bit. So we're gonna give some time for you guys to go over this a little bit more, the 7 levels deep. Who here completed all 7 levels yesterday in class? I think we just touched on it a little bit. All right, so that's cool. So let's take some time. Let's go a little deeper. So what I want to do is, one, does everyone have access to the Google Classroom? If anyone needs that, I could help with that. I'm going to drop the PDF in the chat as well, so you guys will have it. So we're going to go break out into groups, and you guys could practice this or work on this in your groups. So the goal is really you're going to start with what is important to you about becoming successful, right? Why do you want to be successful? And you're going to answer the questions over and over again. Why is it important to you to go deeper, right? So a quick example of that, someone might start their initial answer off saying, well, I want to earn money, right? And then, okay, why is that important? Because I want to be able to pay for things. All right, why is paying for things important? Because I don't want to, and you keep on going down. And the goal is to um, really, really get to the core why behind everything. Any questions about that? Cool. So then after that, as always, we're gonna do some sharing. We're gonna talk about it. All right, so I'm about to drop the PDF in the chat just so everyone has it in case you are not able to get into the Google class. Then we can do the breakouts. Okay. Okay, I'll change it in a second. Let me see. All right, so opening up the rooms now. I'm going to set these up. All right, so yeah, so definitely make sure we're coming off mute, make sure we're exchanging with each other, helping each other out, and supporting. All right. And we'll be floating around in case anyone has any questions or, needs any guidance. All right. So the PDF is in the chat. You guys can click on that and take turns going through the 7 levels deep. Oh, I did deep this. Hey, Chris. Chris, you hear me? Okay, okay. We just opened up breakout rooms to go over the 7 levels deep exercise. Would you be able to come off mute to join one of the rooms? Even if for this one you just do. Okay. All right. So I'll sign you in a room. You could just let her know in the chat that you'll be off mute in a little bit.
Yeah, he said he can't unmute. He said he's almost home too.
Okay. All right, just let them know you'll be off when you get home. The 7 levels deep is the PDF in the chat, so you could click that to open it up. And basically, so yesterday you guys would have touched on this. It's the exercise where you start off with what is answering the question, what is important to you about becoming successful, and then keep digging into that. They couldn't hear you. Like I'm trying to see if I could change this here. Hold on. Hmm. Yeah. Well, right now I have my translation setting open and I have the Spanish on. So I'm hearing you, but when I change it to English, I don't hear you. Uh, Okay, now I hear you, but if I do original audio interpretation off and talk again, okay, I'm not hearing you if I have interpretation off. So I need to have interpretation on English or Spanish, either one. Let me see. Maybe I could end this. All right. Welcome back to the main room, everyone. I hope you guys were able to get something out of that exercise. It might feel weird sometimes. We just keep asking a person why over and over again. Takes us all back to our toddler days, maybe. Um, but there's some real value being unearthed here. So, all right. So, who wants to share first? Now it's sharing time. Wants to share their responses for their 7 levels first? You can come off mute, raise your hand. All right. Omo Balaji.
So the first uh So for the first level, I said it was for so I can make other people's lives easier. Asked why would I want to make people's lives easier? Because it makes somebody a lot more happy. And why? Because it makes me a lot more happier. Why? Because I believe that when you're happier in life, you enjoy life more. Why? Because there should really be no reason to be sad during life. And why? Because there's always something fun or something to be happy about. Why? Because other people can make other people happy.
Awesome, awesome. Very optimistic. Thank you. All right, who wants to go next? One. He already broke the ice, so you guys should just be jumping in now. Um, let's see. Shreya, are you able to jump in? I think I saw a hand up, but it went away.
They were clapping. That was a
Oh, okay.
clapping one.
Gotcha. Akila,
Yeah,
you want to, would you like to share next?
sure. For level one, I said that it's important to me to become successful because I want financial freedom. And then for level two, I said so I don't have to like stress about money and I can live comfortably. And then for level three, I said because I want to focus on my passions and spend time with the people I care about. And then for level four, I said because life is short and I don't want to waste anything worrying about like survival and money and I want to like live truly. And then level 5 I said because I want to experience like happiness and feel fulfillment. And for level 6 I said because I want to leave a positive impact on the world and help others do the same. And then for level 7 I said because I believe that making the world better even in small ways like gives my life meaning.
Wonderful. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. All right. Gonna gonna ask. Oh, okay. So just jumping back in. Uh, Dolores, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I actually kind of was the same as the other person that just went, but it was just like I want to be financially stable, and because it'll allow me to live comfortably, and then it will help me reduce stress and give me freedom. Uh, then the fourth one, yeah, the fourth one is it'll just give me peace of mind. The fifth is I want to be able to experience a meaningful life. Then number six is I just don't want it like to feel like I didn't do anything while I'm like young and like have the knowledge and the resources to actually do something or be someone in life. And then just to make the seventh one is to make a difference.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And Nicole Alvarez, I saw your hand up. Would you like to go next?
Um, I guess so I could just be successful in life and um like see what I accomplished and so that I could have like a bright future with everything that I succeeded in um and yeah, so I could see what I succeeded in and what I want to do with everything that I have and like learned with, and yeah, basically that.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. So thank you for all the brave souls that shared their their levels. Um, this can change over time, right? So the 7 level deep exercise is an exercise. You can think of it as a tool that you use. And each time you feel like you want to check in with yourself, I would encourage you to go through this exercise again, right? If you're pursuing your dream and you're in a headspace of like, why am I doing this? That might be a good time to sit down and say, all right, you know what, let me take 10 minutes and sit down and literally go through this exercise and reflect on the whys, because that 7th level is really what's going to be your great motivator to encourage you, to give you strength, to give you patience, to give you the boldness to keep on pushing forward. So um, I encourage everyone to complete it and reuse it as you move forward. All right. Before we move on, is there anyone else that would like to share their 7 levels?
I'll share.
All right, go ahead, Harlem.
My first one is so I can have money. The
Okay.
second one is so I don't have to worry about money. Then I put so I can enjoy my life and do what I want. Then I put so I can focus on other things outside of money. Then I put so I can experience all life has to offer. And then I put open up new opportunities to myself and others. And that's it.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. You get the money coming in, you don't got to worry about it, right? As Thank you for sharing. Okay. So yeah, I mean, these are all great. So keep these records, and I'll encourage you even to each time you do it again, like compare it to the last time you did it, right? And I think you'll also be surprised to see how your thoughts might have changed over time. All right, we're gonna do a quick break. Let you guys kind of stretch your leg a little bit, take a little mental break. After the break, we're going to get into the business model canvases. We're going to go a little deeper into that. All right. So let's do 7:06, but let's come back at 7:12. Keep it even. All right. So see you all at 7:12. I'm gonna grab a snack. Okay, cool. All right. So there's actually an order that you fill in the business model canvas in, and starting with customer segments, right? So this kind of aligns with general business thinking. Who am I targeting, right? What is this for, right? So for Zara, men and women, children. Um, Second one is the value propositions, right? So you could drop them in here before doing the value proposition canvas, or you could do this first, either one. Um, So for Zara, fashionable clothes, accessories, great e-commerce, flagship store, fast fashion, right? So these are things that you would think about and say like, oh, like you could look at this list and think about Zara and say, hey, does this align with what I know of this brand? And the same for your business. You want to align to your value propositions. And those are the things that you want to make sure is being held up, right? Because if for Zara, let's say they're fashionable clothes and you go into the store and the clothes don't appear to be fashionable to their target audience, then they know that they're failing in that area and they need to do better. So that's an area that you always want to measure up to. Like, what is your value proposition, right? and how are you matching up to them? Channels. So when we talk about channels, it's kind of like a term of operations, right? So how do they connect with their customers? So for Zara, direct in the store, online, social media are their core channels. Customer relationships. So salespersons at the store is a relationship point. Brand through social media, relationship point. Sentimental attachment to clothing or accessories, relationship point. The reason this is important too is because you want to specifically think about what that interaction looks like. I have an example in a second. Hitesh, you have a question?
I was gonna share that also in class, like in my English class, I learned about how to attract people using pathos, logos, and ethos. So it's like pathos is, as you said, the sentimental and how to attract people with emotion. Logos is like appealing to logic, where you like show the logic of why it'll work. And ethos is like gaining
Mhm.
trust of showing how someone's already done it with someone that they already know. So I'm trying to combine those with like this one and my business so that it could all match up and help me in a way.
You want to combine those principles with the business model canvas, you're saying?
Like attracting audience, yeah, kind of.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, so if you're doing that, right, you would take each one of those and think about how that would apply, let's say, to the customer relationships segment, channel segment, right? Um, and say the Latin terms again. You said the pathos is which one?
Emotion.
Emotion.
Yeah, and logos is logic and ethos is trust.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So that's very similar to what we're going to go over in the advanced series where we talk about branding, brand voice, and how that comes across, right? So if you think about a brand, um, the big brands, they all focus on creating a certain type of emotion, right? So let's think about sodas that are out there, right? Like Mountain Dew. Um, they're about action, right? Excitement. They lean into high energy, where another soda brand like Fanta, right? In the 90s, they had all these commercials. People were always dancing. It was like carnival, like a lot of fun and engagement in that way, right? But then the other ones, like the trust, that's usually built up over time, right? So trust usually is earned from, let's say, quality of product or consistency of a product, right? Does this soda taste the same every time, right? Or did I pick up a Mountain Dew one day and it tasted weird, right? So those things that you're talking about is like things that you could filter through from a high level into each one, right? Like what builds trust in each section. Like in a customer relationship, for example, when I worked at Apple Retail, they did not want us to force people to buy anything, right? A lot of stores at that time, if you went to buy a computer, they tried to sell you something you might not need, right? Like, oh, get this machine. It has this amount of RAM and it has this and that and the third, and they try to upsell you. But at Apple, they're like, no, find out what the person needs. What do they do? You know, are they an individual? Do they have a family or not? Are they the only one using it? Is everyone using it? Are they sharing? Are they trying to create movies or are they just checking emails? And we would go through that conversation and then say, you know what? I think this computer would be a good fit for you. And people trusted us. They ended up feeling very trusting of us and loyal because they're like, you're not just trying to sell me the most expensive thing in your store. You're really digging to see what's a good fit. So with customer relationships, again, you could think about those terms there and relay it to how you're communicating, how are you interacting, how do you progress the conversation with your customers. So are you going to be pushy, right, and force people to do something, or are you going to be more receptive and get an understanding of their needs first. That leans into that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
No problem. All right. So for revenue streams, we're talking about how does this business bring cash in, right? So for Zara, sales of clothing and accessories, right, is pretty clean cut. They sell things in the store. For some businesses, they have multiple streams of revenue and categories, but that's their mainstream. Key resources, stock, large network of stores. So for stock is in retail, it's another term like for inventory, right? So like having items available will be stock, items to sell. Large network of stores. So there's places around the country or globe for people to go and buy from you. Strong brand, logistics, and supply chain infrastructure. So the branding again is the brand voice, the image, how they appear to people, how they sound to people. Logistics is in how they are sending and receiving their inventory. Um, and the timing of all of that. Like, do they typically have things in stock for people to buy, or do they have delays where there's, the shirts that everyone want is not there? Like, how do they deal with that? Supply chain. So who's making all these things? So the supply chain is where your products are coming from if you're in a physical goods business. So like during the pandemic, there was a huge supply chain interruption globally, right? We couldn't get wood, we couldn't get steel. A lot of product was stuck in China from being shipped because things were shut down. There was severe logistics and supply chain nightmares. Cars weren't being shipped. um, so that all is part of the supply chain. Right. Key activities: designing, manufacturing, retail process, point of sale, which is like the store sales, third party management. So third party is referring to any kind of um, service that you might use, right? So a third party for like Zara could be like um, the company that makes the signs that goes on the stores, right? They're gonna go to another company to make their store signs. They're not doing it on their own. Um, or the company that makes the storage racks or the displays in the store. Like these are third parties, right? This is not like Zara themselves. They're going to go to certain businesses to work with to make sure that everything that they have is supported or purchased from some other business. Distribution channels and logistics, similar. So Zara being a retailer, right? A key activity would be selling their clothes online as well as in person. Key partners, so providers, holding company. So Zara is a holding company, is a company that owns multiple smaller brands. Um, so who here has heard of Lexus, the car company? Now, who knows the holding company for Lexus? You could drop it in the chat or come off mute. Does anyone know which automobile company owns Lexus? No car busts here. All right, so Lexus is under Toyota. So Toyota owns the Lexus brand. Rosie knows um Infinity, right? Who R- Rosie, who owns Infinity? Do you know that one?
I believe that would be Honda. No, Honda is Acura. Infinity is Hyundai, is it?
Chris got it, Nissan.
That's what I said, Nissan. To it, Chris. Good job.
And then beyond that, there are even bigger holding companies in the automobile world, right? There's like Fiat, which owns multiple brands. Volkswagen owns uh, Lamborghini, Porsche, no, Lamborghini, Audi. Yeah, oh yeah, and Porsche. Like they're like, there's all these umbrellas. So think of a holding company as a company that now has smaller companies within them, and those smaller companies might be pretty big as well. Um, a provider is someone that's literally providing them something, right? So a key partner provider for Zara could be an entity that's supplying the materials for all their clothes, or multiple material entities that's supplying them things. Then the costs would be what they're spending money on or what they have to pay out. So fixed costs, things like rent, you have to pay your rent every month. So for every store they have to pay rent. They have employees, they have to do payroll, they have to pay their employees. Then you have variables, which are costs that could change. All right, so that is the business model canvas. Any questions about any section or any items in the sections? All right. I did a lot of talking, so I'm gonna turn it over to, let's see. All right, I'll open it up. Who wants to do their business model? Who wants to talk through the business model canvas for their business? Is there anyone, any volunteers want to talk through the business model canvas for their business with the class? Meaning, not that you filled it out, but we could do it live. We could just kind of work on it live here.
Yeah, sure.
All right. All right, so Hitesh, all right, so just to refresh everyone on the call, what is your business?
So mine is a nonprofit organization that's aimed to provide people with the essential items.
Okay. All right, so who are your customers? Who are your customers? What are your customer segments?
To customers, it's like there's two types of people that I work with. The first one is like the people that provide the fund. And the second one is the people that are going to like receive the item though. So I think I need to focus more on the people that are gonna get the money because they're the ones that I need to really attract than the people that are gonna receive the items. So for now I'll have to consider them as my customers. So first I would say like the customer segments for them are like people that are willing to donate and the ones that are like organizations that actually want to give some money to nonprofits.
Okay, pause there. Um, so we're doing this live. Does anyone have any thoughts on that? Should we we all think the customers are the people that are donating?
So no, the customers are the people you're actually working with.
Okay. Any other thoughts on that? Customer segments for Hitech's nonprofit.
I feel like in my opinion, like customers are the people who are benefiting. You know what I mean?
Okay,
But
so
it's
the
still really,
recipients.
really important to make sure you like have a good relationship with the people who are funding.
Right, right. So Hitesh, the folks you're talking about, the donors, right?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
just use that as the
yeah.
umbrella there. For your nonprofit, what other category would you say that you could put your donors into?
Like what are you trying to say exactly?
So your donors are the ones that are gonna fund your business,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So which category here do you think that would align with best? So they're not your customers, right? Because they're putting into your
Would it
business.
be key partners or revenue streams?
Yes. So either both, right? It could be partners and revenue streams because your revenue streams are coming from those individuals. Um, Additional to that, your donors will be grants. So there's literal, as a nonprofit, you could apply for grants from the government and from different entities that will also help bring in revenue for your nonprofit.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
then your customers now, we'll circle back to that. Um, Is it similar to Zara? Are you doing men, women, children? Just focusing on men, just focusing on children?
So for mine, it'll be like for like in general, like anyone that needs essential needs. It's like people that are in need of items that they don't have. That so that'll be my customer segment.
Okay. So I would say well, it could align with this then, men, women, and children.
Yeah, like all, like in all, yeah.
Cool. All right, value propositions. So what value would you say your nonprofit is bringing into the world that, would stand out? Like why would a donor donate to your nonprofit over another nonprofit that might be in a similar space?
So I would say that a donor might want to go into my nonprofit than any other nonprofit because in my nonprofit, I show the progress that the donor has made in changing the lives of people. So usually you see many organizations, donors are like, they just donate the money and just go. But in my organization, I want to like show the donors how many lives they've changed because they provide the money. So I want to show them that their money is not being misused and is actually being used to change lives. So
Awesome. So transparency,
yeah, transparency. Yeah, that's one.
data, right?
Yeah.
Give them that clear data. And ideally that will equal impact. So what is the impact of your, let's say, your $10,000 that you donated here?
So for $10,000, it's like it depends on how many lives they've changed. So it's like I would like put an
Oh
estimate.
no, I'll just throw that out there as like a hypothetical, saying like you would show them, okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
donated 10,000, here's where that went, and here's
Oh,
who that
okay.
impacted, and here's how that all played out.
Yeah. So I was thinking that probably like showing like an estimate of how much cash they put in, how many lives they would change would actually work out instead of like putting it for each customer. Sorry, like each like key partner, because it's like there'd be a lot of people that donate money and I can't like put it for each like every single person, but instead I'll put it like an estimate, you know.
I would say so. One thing about the model canvas is like this is ideally how we would use it, right? We'll fill it in, then you'll get with your group of people, us, right? Whoever, and we'll work through it. I think that as a value proposition, if you worked out a way where every dollar was actually accounted for, I was like, no, like you gave 10,000, here's where your 10,000 went. You helped 300 kids, 200 men, 50 women, right? And you're literally able to account for that. I think with today's technology, you probably could do that. Meaning there might be some work in setting that up, but I think that will be doable and it will be amazing because with technology, you could also display that with like pie charts or whatever the case is, cumulative charts that are having trackers, this amount of kids helped, and like you know what I mean, like a digital dashboard.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Like I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll look more into that. Thank you.
No problem. All right. So I'm not gonna wear you out, Hitesh, but thank you for kicking it off. Who wants to go next? Who wants to go through
I'll
a little
go.
bit of all right, Harlem. All right, just give us a refresh here. Oh, we got some chats. So if they see their progress, so Nicole Alvarez said if they see their progress of helping the people with donations, maybe they can even come back and donate more. Absolutely. Um, and this kind of reminds me of a cross between some different brands. Venmo, their big thing is, I didn't know people wanted this, but if you send people money on Venmo, they like have like you put what the money was for. You don't have to, but it's an option. So if you go on Venmo, you'll see like, sent Michael $20 for pizza, sent Nicole $10 for the Uber ride, right? And there's this whole chain of what the money was sent for. Um, GoFundMe is a site where people can raise money, and people can comment and put things on there. It doesn't give the detail, let's say, of how they use the money in and of itself, but there's like you see all the donors if they want to be seen. But yeah, that digital dashboard of where my money went, I think would be amazing. Jasmine shared, or give them an honorary badge or token they can wear or have to show pride in their donation. Yeah, so this is your already your working group. So you guys definitely keep this going. All right. Harlem, remind us of your business again. Did we lose Harlem?
I think he did disconnect actually by accident. Maybe something happened.
Okay.
Lost.
All right.
Oh, we lost him.
Who else? Who wants to go in Harlem's place until he comes back?
Can I go?
Yes, Jaslyn.
So
Re- Remind us of your business again, just so everybody has it.
okay, so basically it's a cat cafe where you can play with the cats and adopt them too, and you can also eat there as well.
Okay. So who are your customer segments? Or
Um,
what are your customer segments?
like I would say it's a mass market, but it's catering more towards people who like cats.
Okay. So
Cat
cat lovers
parents.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Or just cat lovers, right? Because you have another part of the business for them to adopt.
yeah.
I guess cat parents sometimes always want more cats too, but all right. So mass market slash cat lovers. And then what are your value propositions?
Um, like to provide like a third space where people can hang out, but also we'll sell like food so they can come and eat. And also we'll give them like for people who already have pets and just like want to come by, they can also buy like stuff for their cats that they have at home, like toys and treats and food and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. I think that part was new. I don't know if we knew about that before. Um, all right. And then here's Holland, he's coming back. Um, so what would be your channels, so your touch points with your customers?
Um, so it would definitely be social media first. There would be a physical store as well. Maybe pamphlets. I'm not sure. That's kind of outdated, but something like that.
Okay. What some places do is they'll have that printed material on site. So if you're going to have a physical place, people might just pop in and say, "Oh, this is cool. I don't have time right now, but do you have something I could take?" And oh yeah, here. And they
Mm,
could take that with them.
okay.
Or people go outside on a corner like, come to the Jaslyn's cat hangout. Do you have a name yet?
Not yet. I have a few though.
Okay. Well, you got the working group here, so whenever you're ready, we can work on it. All right. Let's jump to so channels and customer relationships. So like what about the customer relationships? Like how are you gonna be interacting with these customers?
Um, like it do you mean like my tone?
Oh no, so customer relationships meaning like on site, is there just one person there working the food? Are there people walking around with the cats, talking to people? Um, like what is the full interaction gonna be looking like with your
Um,
customers?
so there will be multiple people, like people working food, people walking around with the cats, people just like overall saying, "Oh, do you have any questions?" People overseeing the adoption. So it'll be definitely a lot of people that anybody can just come up to and be like, "Hey, I have a question," or "Hey, like I just want to talk to you about the cats." Then like there's a bunch of people where you can just go.
Okay. So at Apple, we use the term what we could there was sales specialist. So that was like the general person in the store that was just like, how can I help you? We had greeters, we had creatives, which taught one-on-one lessons and workshops. We had the Genius Bar with the
Mhm.
geniuses. So the fun thing about your business being that it's animal related, you could, if you wanted to have, I guess, like unique names for the different roles in your establishment. Um, so something to think about too for your
Yeah.
customer relationships and how you use that in person as well as on social.
Okay.
Awesome. And one more, revenue streams. So you mentioned about three, but for the sake of this exercise, let's just list out the ways you will be earning money.
Okay. So food for humans and cats toys, treats for cats, and probably animals too. It might get extended. Um, we'll also have like, I guess I'm not completely sure about it yet, but like merch of like our logo, like on tote bags or something they can buy to like rep the area.
Yes, I think you have to do merch because it's cats. So people, cat merch is probably one of the top merches globally.
Yeah,
Um, so definitely don't want to leave that money on the table. Um, okay. Um, you want to keep going?
sure.
All right, key resources. So what will be the key resources for your business?
Um,
So I think cats will be one.
yeah. Um, so would food count too?
Shelters. It's a good one. Shelters.
Yeah,
Mhm. Like where are you getting the cats from, right?
yeah.
And then all your suppliers for your food, accessories, and things like that.
Mm,
All right, so key activities, these do align with what you have mentioned in the beginning. So your key activities, you can list those out here.
mm,
Petting, petting cats,
yeah.
feeding cats, getting cat food. Um, I think the thing with this business, I think that is unique is that you're appealing, you go back to your customer segments, talking this through. I think that customer segments could be something like cat lovers, cat owners, right? Because you have those two distinct categories, people that already have a cat and they're coming there to hang out. Then you have people that don't have cats and they just want to be around cats, right?
Mm,
Because then as you're looking at the rest of the business, now you're like, all right, for the cat lovers that are not owners, we have A, B, C, and D,
mm,
right? And then for the cat owners, we have E.g., we have other things for them.
yeah.
Um, and that will help you kind of segment your activity and what you're doing. Awesome. My wife she wants to interact with one.
Yes, come play with the kitties.
And another thing, therapy.
Yeah.
Animals are also used for therapy. So that's like a whole nother segment as well. It could be, you know, people that are ill, people that, are in rehabilitation and things like that as well.
Even kids therapy.
Hmm. So
Yeah, I've seen people use like dogs for that. I was thinking about that, but I was like, how am I gonna mix that with the cat cafe? So I will definitely take it into consideration.
I've seen both,
yeah, look,
actually,
yeah,
Jasmine.
yeah, I was gonna
I've seen
say,
both.
Cats are, I think they are recognized as support, mental support animals
Mhm.
too. I do think that they are.
yeah, I was gonna say I've seen all types of animals. Dogs are more so like service dogs. Like, yes, they're gonna help you cross the street and guide folks that are blind and things like that. But as like therapy, there's like a whole world of animal therapy.
We have horses down here too. Equine,
Hmm.
equestrian therapy.
That's cool.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
sharing. Um, we are ready to go to your cat cafe.
Jasmine, I put some names in the chat too,
I'm
just
gonna
to get that. I put some names in the chat, maybe to help you think of some names.
all right, thank you. I will look.
No problem. All right, well, let's get one more. Well, Harlem, you're back, right?
Yeah.
All right, Harlem, remind us of your business.
It would be a mobile car detailing service.
Mobile car detailing. Yes, I remember now. All right, so your customer segments.
It would just be anybody that owns a car.
All right, car owners, right? New or
Yeah.
used. All right. What are your value propositions? What's gonna set your mobile car detailing service apart from others or the regular car wash?
I would say that like I will have in and out, like where you could get your car cleaned inside and out, wax and
Mhm.
shine, and like power washing, and like
Okay.
remove odors and stains.
Okay. Full detailing inside and out. All right. And then what are your channels, right? So how are your customers getting to you?
I would
Or
say
how are you getting to them?
like just by going out and telling people on social media, and like I could also build a website and to be on like Safari and Google.
Okay. So we got online, social media. My wife put an app with a location feature would be great. Um, okay. And then your customer relationships. So what does that look like? How does that work?
Um, I'm not really sure on that part. Like
Okay,
I
so
don't really understand how that will work for my business.
you mentioned social media as a channel, right? So when you look at these larger brands, a lot of times either, well, let's look at small brands first. Um, you're working social media as your two-way channel with you and the people that are interested in your service. So that's building a relationship, right? So as a mobile detailer, you might share on your Instagram or whatever social media platform you choose, tips on keeping your car clean, right? And you might drop content once a week, like, hey, did you know that you could use an orange peel to get the stuff off of your headlights? Whatever it may be. So that now creates a cycle of people saying, oh, Harlem's channel always give me tips about cleaning my car. And then they see your mobile detailer, you have some kind of social media relationship there from the followers. So that's one. Um, for you though, as a mobile detailer, word of mouth is going to be really big,
Yeah, I
really
did
big.
put that down, but I put that down
Huh?
in channels.
Okay. So, and then with the word of mouth, I guess in person, right? So you're going to be an in-person service, right? You're not a virtual service. We can't do virtual cleanings yet until we update these robots. You could just send robots everywhere. But it's going to be just face to face, right? So initially you're going to be that salesperson slash business owner slash worker. And as you scale, you might have a little team, you might have multiple trucks, right? Um, so that pretty much be your customer relationship, social and face to face, word of mouth. All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
Cool, cool. Revenue streams. So how many ways are you making money and by what?
Um, I would say just off service alone, and then
Hmm.
possibly tips,
Hmm.
and like
What
once I
else? What
get
else?
once I get like once I get up there a little bit, like I could sell products like cleaner products.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Here's the interesting thing too, and this could apply for all of you actually. But in your field, you would be considered an expert in your domain, right? So if you study, the ways of detailing cars and everything, and you have a social media channel, and I think if Christopher's putting that in there, right? Chris put in the chat with revenue from social media account as well. If you get you create that presence of being an expert in your field, what could a door that could open is sponsors, right?
Yeah,
So cleaning product sponsors might send you product, right? And you might become an affiliate with these products, like was it car armor, armor all? I'm blanking on the exact name, but I think you guys know the brand that has the dashboard wipes and the whole little set. And then now there's
I'm wrong.
chemical. Yeah. And there's another one that I got to wash my car. Um, chemical guys from Los Angeles, California, you know, you could, join the crew or referrals. So a lot of folks get money off of referrals as well. Because if people are like, well, Harlem is the detail guy, and if he uses this brand, I'm going to use that brand too. So now you could get money off of that referral base as well. All right. What would be some of your key resources? What would be some of the things that you would need to run your business?
I would need the supplies itself, like the sprays and stuff like that. And I will also need like the machines like a vacuum, the power washer, and also I was looking at it and something could be a steamer.
Hmm. Yeah. And some form of mobility, right? So you got to be able
Oh
to
yeah,
get to these
in the car,
folks.
yeah.
Now, depending, like you could start locally, and hey, if you get a little trailer that you pull on a bike, so be it, right? You could start locally and build out from there. But yeah, transportation would also be a key resource for you. Um, Activities, we talked about the detailing services breakdown. Definitely make sure for you, break down similar to like the car wash, right? Like the number one is like just wash the outside of the car. Number two is like, all right, wash the outside, vacuum the inside. That's it. Number three, and like you have levels and tiers of it. Have you thought of a subscription for detailing? A detailing subscription?
What does that mean?
So like you'll tell people, hey, for
Oh yeah, yeah, I
a
understand what
hundred
you're saying.
dollars a month, we'll just clean your car every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that, but now that you said it, yeah,
Yes, this is the world of subscription. So if you had a website and you just be like, hey, for $100, we clean your car every 2 weeks. No questions asked. We just show up. We just lock in dates, clean it. You don't gotta worry about it. Your car will always be clean. Um, that could be a popular thing. Wife asks if you will build in eco aspects. You thinking environmental, honey?
Yes, like ways to appeal to those who may be more green with their approach to their cars.
Like no harsh chemicals kind of thing.
No harsh chemicals, yeah, things like that.
That'd be interesting. I
yeah,
don't
that could be
know.
something I look into.
With the suds and cleaners, I don't know how eco-friendly they are yet. But that would be something to look into.
But like recycled materials, that you use, your brushes, your cloths, things like that, or how you conserve water, perhaps as you're cleaning a car, so to someone who may clean their car, that's a lot of water being used. Some people are not able to even clean their cars during a drought. So how could you promote like an eco aspect? Hey, instead of using your water to clean your car, I can clean your car and preserve water at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So hopefully everyone was able to get, just some inspiration and get further understanding of how we would um apply our business to the business model canvas and see the value in going through these steps here. Again, the Google class as both the website where you can walk through the business model canvas with deep details on how to fill out each section. Um, but yeah, I encourage everyone to go through this at least once, fill it out, share it with us, and we could talk about it and give some feedback, help you mold your ideas. All right, so value proposition canvas. So once you have your business model canvas, the business model canvas is looking at the whole picture of your business from beginning to end, right? From who is your customer all the way to like, what are my costs? How am I breaking my costs down? What are my services? What is my value? The value proposition canvas gets its own canvas because The value is what keeps you in business. It's what helps you grow your business, right? If you're not delivering value, people are going to go somewhere else, right? They'll try it one time and like, it was all right. And then they're gone, right? So the value is what's going to keep customers coming back, people coming back for your services, right? So this is something that you guys definitely want to go through as well and dive into. So that way, you have a strong value proposition. Also, this is something that you should be going through frequently, right? Depending on your business, you might be going through this every single month. Like, let's look at our value propositions again, because things might change, right? Something that might have been a pain to your customers last month might not be a pain this month. This month, they might have a new pain point, right? Because everything affects business, right? Who's the president could affect the business. What's the weather could affect the business. How's the stock market doing could affect the business. Is it a pandemic that affects the business, right? So because these things change, it's always good to review these from time to time, and you would find a frequency that makes sense for your business. But you should always be looking at these things. So looking at things like customer jobs, products and services, these things can change based on, let's say, your current customer interactions. A lot of times businesses might set out with certain goals or certain targets as how they're going to do business, but you might see new trends. You might say, I intended to do this thing, but everyone's asking me for this other thing. It's related to my business, but I didn't really think about that. So you want to be able to quickly recognize that and incorporate that into your business. Who here knows what Amazon originally did? Amazon, the company that has Prime and video and everything like that. What did they originally do when they first came out?
They had a bookstore, if I'm right.
They were a bookstore. That's literally all they did. They sold books, the end, right? Um, who knows the business that was born out of them scaling their online bookstore?
Was it Kindle?
Kindle was connected, yes. Kindle was a hardware device that helped them scale the books to go digital. But there's another completely different business that they birthed while they were improving their online uh, book selling business. There's two actually.
Was it another store?
Not exactly another store,
Well, not
but
another store, but was it a store? A chain
yeah,
of
so Amazon became a shopping place, right?
oh.
They went from selling just books to selling everything under the sun, right?
Oh, I was thinking of Whole Foods though.
Oh, they acquired Whole Foods. They
Oh, okay.
purchased them.
Gotcha.
But that is true too. So because of the success of everything they were doing, they decided, hey, let's just acquire a grocery store and integrate with that. So as you can see, there's multiple businesses that they spawned, right? From selling books. One story that I want to share was as they scaled their online business, they ended up building what they called online servers, what we refer to now as the cloud. They were one of the first to start storing video and images and all these things on the web. And that birthed what they called Amazon Web Services. So that now, Amazon Web Services is now, don't quote me on the exact percentage, but it's like massive. It's like 65 to 70% of their entire profit comes from Amazon Web Services, which was not their initial business model. So that just goes to show, looking at your value proposition consistently and looking at what trends are happening with your business can is gonna be important because you might pivot or get into new business areas as you go along. Um, oh, I got you, honey. All right, so this is our last formal business class in fundamentals. I'm always a little sad because I feel like I never have enough time to talk about business and businesses and how they scale. However, we do have the advanced cohort that will be starting in a few weeks, so we will go a little deeper into that. Um, before we end, I just wanted to mention we didn't get to mentor today, but we talked about that a little bit. I just wanted to mention that there is a document in Google Class called Plan Your Pitch. So you could just save this document as you guys, those of you that decided you wanted to do your early elevator pitch and submit that on Friday, you could kind of use this as an outline to craft your pitch as a framework. Tomorrow night is Picture Perfect, the class where Miss Kiana is gonna go really deep into, you know, the presence and how you want to present yourself and going through public speaking basically. In that, let me drop this in the chat here. And I'm gonna drop the plan your pitch for everybody here. So you guys just, oh, I dropped it hit there too. All right, so do use the draft and submit it to Classroom. So you guys should have received an email from Google Class. In that email, it should have linked you to the Classroom where you could upload it there. Let us know if you have any issues. But yeah, Google Classroom should have had a Google Drive link where you could upload the video to. And my wife also posted at 7:57 the rubric. So the rubric is what we are going to be looking at during your pitch to say, is it on track? Does it have all the components? So definitely look at that rubric. Hun, can you drop the class survey in the chat, or Miss C, whoever's in the doc? All right, thank you. All right, so tomorrow, Picture Perfect. So that class you'll have lots of fun. Please come ready to come off mute and share. It's going to be a really fun class where you guys will be working on some fun things. All right, so class surveys in the chat. Feel free to fill out the survey. When you're done with the survey, drop a D in the chat.
Professor Jay, really quickly. So
Yep.
tomorrow I'd send a group chat message to you guys so you can read it when you're able. But tomorrow, scholars, we're going to be doing sort of a fun. I just kind of came up with this earlier today, but like a fun case pitch study. And that's where we talked about yesterday with Shark Tank, how you guys, I recommended that you guys watch some of the Shark Tank videos just to get some ideas on your pitch presentations. What I want to do tomorrow is I actually want to go through one of the videos of the young gentleman that I was talking about to you guys and his pitch. And then we're going to sort of what I call pitch it or pick it, but it's a play on words, pitch it apart. So that's where we're just really going to watch it, and then we're going to stop and we're going to talk a little bit about it, just so you guys can get familiar with how the pitch, how it happens, how these, it unfolds, and how you guys will sort of set yourselves up for success just by watching others do it. And then also recording yourselves and watching yourself. That is also a great tool and a way to really assess how well you do. Either in an enclosed environment or with others in the midst or just by yourself, just so you can get used to having that sort of both perspectives, so seeing yourself and seeing others. So we're going to do that tomorrow immediately following Miss Kiana's class. So for any of you who are interested in staying, that'll be from 8 to 8:30. It'll be quick and fun, but just a great activity to get your wheels spinning as you prepare for your pitch presentations, which again will be recorded and uploaded to the drive. I don't know if Professor Jay sent you the link, but that will be recorded, uploaded into the drive, and then our judges will review, I believe it's the top 5, I'm not sure, of the presentations or the pitches, and then those will move on to the final round. And that, I believe, is when, now I don't know if only those who are doing the final round pitches will be the ones to do it live, JR, or is everyone still going to do it live?
We have to work out the numbers with, I guess, the total class group. But we'll definitely communicate on that.
Okay, excellent. So at any rate, tomorrow, 8 to 8:30, get your pitchforks ready. How's your pitchfork? Get your pitch.
It's like pitchforks.
Right. Get your pitch brains on so that we can pitch it apart or pick it apart. as we review the pitch presentation together from Shark Tank. Back to you, Professor J. And have a good night, everybody. Great job tonight. Great job.
Jaslyn had a question. She said, do we use the draft and submit it to the classroom?
Yes. So you got the email, Jaslyn, with the Google Drive link? Yeah. So you would submit it there. And then we'll send out another for the final pitch. So there's some students that opted in to do the practice run where it's going to go to the judges, but for the final pitch, everyone will just be submitting their final pitches. We do have time set apart next week, so we have 18 people on the call here, so I think we should be good live, but we'll follow up with that. Yeah, so yeah, my wife is sharing the screen here. So this is the elevator pitch practice run. So this is for those of you that wanted to do that practice run and get the feedback on your pitches. You would respond to that link and upload it here.
So scholars, this is in classwork as Professor JR showed yesterday. Then you would go down to applications of entrepreneurship, and then it should say elevator pitch practice run. You're going to upload it there. If you run into any issues, you can feel free to reach out to us. Or if you want to go in there tonight and kind of let us know, tomorrow, since you have to submit it by Friday, just that you're able to get in and access it.
If you click view instructions, it should open up. Yeah, so there's the Google folders where you would upload to. All right. Any questions? You guys are good? You're good to go. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Great job, everyone. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place.